Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Let's talk about the 4th of July. We are currently, as I record this, at the end of May. I've got the rest of June, and I have a plan for the 4th of July, but I want to get it put together before time runs out. In other words, I want to get it together in time that if you wanted to replicate this, you could. So if we go back to my Christmas lights that I did, I had a system where I had wires running. It was actually two wires running, but running to what I call couplers, which allowed you to daisy chain through them and continue on for as many as you want. And then on top of that, I had these globe bulb shaped ornaments, and this is one of the raw PC boards for that. So if you could imagine having three of these hanging, I'm going to try and draw this. I am not an artist by any stretch. I'm much better with the numbers, by which I mean drawing by the numbers. Wow, that looks terrible. But we're talking 4th of July. We're talking red, white, and blue. So why not have a red ornament, a white ornament, and a blue ornament? But that doesn't really pop. So I've got the red, I've got the blue. I do need to make, I believe it's one more of the blue, because actually I'm going to have this 4 times. The particular area where I'm going to put it up, I'm going to have 12 ornaments. I already have, I believe, enough of the reds, so I need to create one more blue. That's not a big deal. The question is what to do with the whites. And I finally came up with the idea of, if I, you know what, let's just trace this and give you a rough idea what this is going to look like. Can I even trace? That's a good question. There we go. So now imagine if you had a set of LEDs running up this way, that way, that way, that way, and so on, 8 of them in total. And if they were blinking, and I have some proof of concepts that I did. First, I got a couple of LEDs blinking. What I was trying to figure out was when you put blinking LEDs, specifically blinking LEDs, onto a circuit board and you wire them up, they go random, and you end up with an effect of like a supercomputer effect that Big Clive talks about. I didn't want that effect exactly. What I wanted is I wanted the entire line to light up and another entire line to light up, and I wanted that to be random. So the way to do that would be if I could make a single LED on here blink. We'll just say it's the first LED in the line, and that causes the remaining LEDs to blink. And I've proved that I can do that, because what ends up happening is when the LED turns on, it allows current to go through, so the other LEDs turn on. But when it shuts off, the current's no longer going through, so everything shuts off. So as long as you wire them in the right way, in this particular case, I'm wiring it in series, 4 of them in series, so this is going to be a 12-volt system, but that is what this system is a 12-volt system. And I already have the 12-volt transformer set up and the wiring set up, so I might as well. So I've got 4 LEDs of slightly different colors. I'm basically going to go from a bluish LED to a cold white, to a warm white, to a yellow. And that'll give it kind of an effect of like a starburst, and then it think like a firework. I wanted to do a firework, but that's going to be much more complicated. I'm trying to keep this simple so I can get it done. Eventually, I'm going to get into microcontrollers, and I mean, I've done it years and years ago, and I've mentioned that before. It was a long time ago that I worked with microcontrollers, and they were really expensive back then. Now you could literally buy a microcontroller for a penny. May not be the one I want to use for this or for future projects, so I've got some of that coming in, but more on that later. So I want to call it, basically I'm going to call this a sparkler. So I've already designed the circuit board. It has the same interface that this has. In fact, I just took one of these circuit board designs, which is called the Ornament 2.0. I took one of those designs and I modified it so I could make the sparkler. So it's going to have the same interface where I've got my 12 volts connected into a header down here, and I've got a hanging hole here. So what actually happens is it plugs in the power right here, and then that hole is used to secure the ornament to the coupler. And the coupler in turn is secured to the wall. So everything is hanging, everything's supported, and everything gets electricity as needed. So I can run these on that system. So the white is actually going to be a sparkler. And it's going to be kind of a white sparkler. So that's the thought. That's what I want to do for the 4th of July. The boards have been designed and ordered, and they're on their way. All I need to do really is create one more of these blue and create 4 of the white or sparkler ornaments, and then I can hang them all up. So what I'm going to do, this is not quite ready yet, and I need to test out the first board when it comes in to make sure it's actually going to work. But I will then post the designs on my website, or maybe on Thingiverse. I'm not sure if I can do that. I just set up an account on Thingiverse so I can start posting my 3D designs. So we'll see. But that's the plan, is to post it up. So if you want to follow along, you want to try and create this, you can. You're going to need the sparkler. You're going to need, think 2 different designs, but in probably 3 different colors. When you have your PC boards made, you can have blue made, you can have red made. It really depends on who's making the PC boards for you. I happen to use one particular manufacturer, but I don't have a sponsorship, so I'm not going to explicitly name them. Use your favorite, whatever works for you. Hopefully they'll have blue, and they'll have red, and they'll have white available. Now, white is what I had this printed on, so that's going to make it interesting. So during the day, you're going to see red, white, and blue, and then another series of red, white, and blue going off to the right or to the left. And that is the plan. So let's see if we can get this done in time to be able to hang it and to be able to get the files to you. So if you're interested, definitely let me know. But I have to wait for the parts to actually come, but that is the plan. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.